16 DIY easy woodworking projects that sell in 2021. Woodworking is a creative art form, but it can be a bit challenging, especially for beginners. It requires skill and patience since you're going to be working with wooden items. Different types of woodworking are cabinet making, carpentry, and wood carving. Before going into the video, discover the world's largest database of 16,000 woodworking projects with step-by-step plans, even if you don't have a large workshop or expensive tools. Click the first link in our description to get access to the plans. Now let's get into today's video. People who love to make beautiful wooden items will appreciate the tips and techniques for woodworking included here in this guide. We will go through some easy projects that you can begin with right away. Of course, we will also go over the tools that you will use. Starting from the basics, you will need a power joiner and thickness planer. A power joiner is an efficient tool for flattening surfaces. Before we deep dive into a 16 woodworking project, you may check these basic woodworking guide. The planer, on the other hand, allows you to cut the wood into the thickness you need and also to create a perfect parallel surface. You will also need a circular saw. This is also referred to as a handheld electric circular saw, and it is primarily used for cutting wood straight through. It makes sawing through larger wood pieces much easier. A helpful tip when using a circular saw is to remember the size of the blade. The larger the blade, the deeper the cuts it can make. Most blade capacities with 6 inches or more can cut through the lumber by 2 inches at an angle of 45 degrees with only one pass. The common blade diameter is found to be 7¼ inches. Straight and curved cuts are possible using a jigsaw. This tool is reliably easy and safe to use. It can also cut through plywood, plastic, metal, and even ceramic tiles. If you want to be detailed with your woodwork, you can look for a coping saw. This is used for complex external shapes and interiors. When cutting larger sheet materials, the blade can be angled in the frame. A combination square is another tool to consider in your work. It has extensive use in woodworking. This consists of an interchangeable head, the square head, which is very common and used to lay or check the right angles and angles of 45 degrees. Another helpful tool is the power drill, an electric motor that can make holes in wood, plastic, or metal. Remember to keep some spare drill bits on hand when using this tool. Carving is part of woodworking, and you will tool like a chisel and others. Use the right size chisel for the job. You will also need a hammer and some screwdrivers too. Finally, you want to consider having a workbench for holding work pieces together. Now that we have already gone over some of the necessary tools you need, it's time to check out some of the wood projects that make money. 1. Floating shelves. This beautiful decoration can be placed in your house. It adds a classic feel to a house section. It looks good because it has no external support or bugging components. It looks like a wooden plank glued to your wall. What is incredible about this decor is that you can finish it in one day. Make sure you have all the necessary materials and tools ready for you to use. 2. Chalkboard shelf unit. This design is a 12-half long shelf with a crate-like design. A metal strap joins them. The back is chalkboard material where you can write or doodle anything you want. You don't have to purchase chalkboard paint since you can find a chalkboard sheet in a hardware store. Make sure the sides are smoothened using sandpaper and avoid using glue. Finish with oil-rubbed bronze paint. 3. Box shelves. This DIY project is possible with 7 easy steps. Box shelves combine a high-quality style with low-cost materials and are easy to do at home. You may want to consider the plywood with void-free edges at the beginning of this project to produce high-quality racks. Choose your design and measure each box accordingly. This will help you when you start to cut them. Finish with a spray paint. 4. Wood-framed magnetic chalkboard. This fun-to-do project is multifunctional. A magnetic chalkboard perfect for reminders, notes, inspirational quotes, and even random doodles you can think of. What makes this exciting is that you can choose how big or small and what shape you want it to be. The galvanized sheet metal used will allow magnets to stick to it. Hang it using a jute cord and place somewhere you can often see. 5. Cedar chest. The project will serve as an easy guide to make a DIY cedar chest with these simple steps and simple materials needed. A cedar chest can be used for all kinds of storage. It can be placed anywhere in the house for all types of purposes to store to decoration. It would only take planks of wood, framing nailers, and some cutting tools to shape the planks of wood. 6. Drink caddy. In summary, the purpose of the project is to showcase the steps and tools needed to make the beer caddy for any occasion. A beer caddy can hold all kinds of bottles, and you can design it to keep more if you like. It can be used for parties or any occasion and placed anywhere. It only requires a few pieces of wood, and some cutting tools, mainly saw cutter and more. 07. Bedside Docking Station. This DIY docking station is a smart innovation. Its design is a mixture of a jewelry box and a charging outlet. This is an excellent present for those who want to keep their phones and their valuables in one place at the same time. It is finished with felt linen. 08. DIY Wooden Baby Gym. Making a baby gym requires a more precise assembly of parts. All the pieces should be secured properly to ensure safety for the baby. You have the option to use paint or some other finish. You will need a pine board to start the project. You can also use a miter saw to cut the ends at a 45-degree angle. Don't forget to decorate it with toys for the baby. 09. Toy cars and trucks. To make toy cars and trucks out of wood or pine board, you need a car template printout. Trace the pattern on your pine board. Drill the holes of the car template. Remember to smooth out the edges using sandpaper. This will give your toy a clean finish. Drill some holes for the wheels and then paint them. Use sandpaper again to smooth the texture of the paint. 10. Scrapwood wall art. Put all your wood scraps to use with this project. Gather wood scraps of different sizes. Make sure to smooth them out before shaping them. You will also need to cut or trim them according to design. Once you have prepared all the pieces, the only thing left to do is to assemble the pieces. 11. One-sheet plywood leaning shelf. Have you ever thought of making a shelf that can stand on its own? Well, here it is. This shelf leans against your wall. It may look a bit dangerous, but don't worry, if you can put it all together correctly, it will be a tough cookie. All it takes to build this shelf is one sheet of plywood. If you want your shelf to be shorter, then you can cut the plywood into two. 12. Coasters. If you do not like having water or juice stains on your tabletop, then you might as well make a set of coasters. The good thing is you can make your very own coasters using a square dowel. Use a glue gun to secure them in place. This DIY project is easy to make with few materials only. The fun part is decorating them with paint. 13. Wooden fall sign. Let your creativity run wild. Just like the word fall, you can change the letter A to a thing that can represent the thought of it, a maple leaf for example. With these projects, you will need a cedar fence picket, a large head roofing nail, wood glue, sandpaper, and paint. It will only cost you a little for the materials. You can try other words and be creative. 14. Jewelry box. Everyone would want to make a profit out of their own hard work. If that is what you want, then consider this piece a good sell. However, you also need to make sure you choose your materials wisely. You can find a good wood that is sold cheaply. That will help you keep selling prices reasonable. Keep your designs simple to help highlight the jewels that will be contained in the box. Adding felt brings a level of sophistication to the jewelry box. A useful tip before putting the felt linen would be to put a thin layer of glue and spread it evenly. 15. Decorative Keepsake Box. A keepsake box or a bedside box is something you would want to keep in your bedroom. This project is both beautiful and practically useful at the same time. To complete this project, you need to follow exact measurements, especially when building the legs of the box. This will require thorough work, and you will need all the right tools. 16. Treasure Chest Toy Box. This project is ideal for clearing and storing toys. It has cool designs that kids will love it. You will need to follow the template when building this treasure box strictly. Be careful when applying the outdoor spar urethane sealer. If applied evenly, it will give your toy box a nice attractive finish that will protect your project from dirt and dust. And don't forget to check out Earth's largest collection of 16,000 woodworking projects by clicking the first link in our description. If you like the video, then make sure to hit that like button. Also, if you want more woodworking tutorials, please consider subscribing our channel for more contents every day. Thank you for watching, and let me know what you think of this video in the comments below.